And good morning, New Mexico. We are 99.9 FM, M810. It's time once again for the Rusty Nut Show, heard every Tuesday at 10:30 right here on your community radio station. And Gabriel, we have a great guest, a great show this morning. But of course, I want to say, first of all, we want to thank Advanced Auto Parts for making this show possible. And also want to thank the Auto Angel. Gabe, you and your team do a heck of a job of educating our listeners. And so we appreciate all that you guys do.
Patricio, thanks for having us. To everyone who just tuned in, the whole purpose of this radio show is to give back to all the listeners all over northern New Mexico, and of course, World Wide Web now. You can tune in from all over the place, but the mission of the show is we're trying to educate people how to keep their second largest investment, that being their car, second only to your home, how to keep it in front of that tow truck, how to avoid, unnecessary expenses, and how to be prepared for the expenses that are necessary, and just to be a smart shopper, I guess, in regards to, spending your money wisely on repairs. This shows an attitude of gratitude. I want to say thank you to your family, the Gonzaleses, for having this station and giving back to the community in so many ways with these educational shows. Thank you for that ability to give us a voice. Again, my team there at the Auto Angel giving me the freedom to be here every week with you. I truly appreciate all of them. We have a new member on the team today, Vanessa Montoya. So hello to Vanessa. I always want to take a minute real quick, say hi to my mom and my wife, Carolina. Come on, say it. Come on, Patricio. Come on. Mama. Anyway, and then my suegra Rose, and my other suegra Jeannie, there in El Valle, Kyovo. We do like to do a red, white, and blue thank you. This is to all enlisted servicemen and women, active duty, stateside, abroad, reservists, veterans, and most of all, the families that support those brave men and women. Thanks to all of them for the effort. Patricia, we always say, what about that kitchen table?
Well, there's always that one empty seat, and we live in one of the greatest countries ever because of our veterans and their families that, when they're having dinner or breakfast or lunch, there's that empty seat because maybe grandma or grandpa, your brother, your sister, your aunt or uncle, daughter, son, they're out there protecting us, and we live in the greatest country ever because of our people, like our military men and women, our police officers and first responders. So thank you. We appreciate it very, very much.
There you go. Mil gracias to all of them. And then we want to move from that gratitude, and now we want to go to the azul gracias. This is a blue collar thank you. This is where we're taking somebody who works maybe doing a job that's almost thankless. They earn a good living maybe, but nobody ever really appreciates it or takes it for granted. So this time I'm going after to all the event organizers and workers, from the ticket office to the parking lot administrators, security, stage setups, lighting, sound. There's no fun without these guys and gals. So you can't go to events that aren't set up. You can't buy tickets. You can't do things. We've been cooped up for over a year now. It's really nice to start to get out, and we really want to appreciate all those event organizers.
That was a very profound statement, a very profound segue into our guest, brother, into our guest. Maybe
welcome.
So if we're ready to rock and roll, Gabriel, that was a heck of a profound segue.
We still have a Spanglish lesson. We still have Kyovo of the day, but let's introduce our vato here.
But can we skip the Spanglish lesson just because we're running short on time? So let's do
it today.
Do the Cubo first, and then we're gonna go into our guest.
All right, we gotta say Cubo to mi hermana Susana, my prima Ana in Dallas, also my primo Adan Espinosa from Nambe, Eric with an A, all the Toe family there, the Padilla brothers, the Anayas. Your turn, vamos.
Well, I want to say hi, of course, to the City Bacas from Big Joe True Valley Hardware, all the good folks out at Advanced Auto Parts, the Jeff Halley Insurance Agency, and our good friend Benny Zamora, Ron, and Angela Chavez, my bro-in-laws. And I want to say good to my other good friend, Tom Wilkerson.
Tom, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
How are we doing today?
Good morning, Tom Wilkerson. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm getting ready to come to Albuquerque and put on one heck of a show down here.
What kind of show?
We're going to put on a car show down there at the Expo Center, the Expo New Mexico. We'll be in there. We'll set up this coming week, and we'll be ready to rock and roll come Friday through Sunday.
Friday through Sunday, Patricio, at the fairgrounds in Albuquerque.
That's right. Friday, August 27th, and Saturday, August 28th, and Sunday, August 29th. And I think, Tom, Gabriel knows how much hard work that goes into putting on these events, because he sent a shout out to you and people that put on these type of events. And so we appreciate what you do. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of phone calls, a lot of Zoom meetings, a whole 9 yards.
You know, you folks have, I don't know, I'm sure you're aware of this, but you have one of the nicer fairgrounds in the country, really. And it just, when I saw that fairground 2 or 3 years ago, I thought this place would be a great host to have a car show, and we could take this fairgrounds over. And it's just amazing how beautiful it is and how well kept it is. They do a great job out there. Those folks deserve a world of credit, really.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And that's a salute to New Mexico and Albuquerque.
Hey, and I was going to say, you know, Tom, let's talk a little bit about the National Street Route Association. I know that you are the special events director. Let's talk about how many cars are you hoping to have out here, and what people can expect to see when you talk about the National Street Route Association. What kind of vehicle are we talking about? Because I'm thinking, hey, there's muscle cars, there's hot rod cars. And so talk a little bit and explain a little bit about that.
Well, you know, we're open to all cars 30 years and older. That puts you up to 91 these days. And we have custom trucks, we have restored vehicles, we have lowriders, we have street rods, we have just about everything under the sun comes in out there that people are interested in, you know, and, you know, we all have different interest in vehicles. So that makes it a great place to come and look and find the cars. I even developed 3 new classes. I'm even putting in now, I have 3 new awards for muscle cars. I have outstanding Mopar, outstanding GM, and outstanding Ford muscle cars. So we're interested in everybody, you know, and I have awards for low riders like the Low and Slow Award. I have awards for cars that are just, you know, I call it the Boneyard Special, you know, that are just made of a combination of lots of cars. And maybe they even got a patina finish on them. They're not even painted that well, you know. So we're open to lots of things out there. We've got kids' games. We've got entertainment. You know, we have live entertainment Saturday night out there from 7 to 10. It's a great place to come. You can't beat that for the great food and the great weather and the beautiful fairgrounds, you know.
Looking forward to it. You got anything that's like educational, like making money?
Well,
Well, I learned a lesson that there's a way, like a guaranteed way, to take $40 and make it into 400. All you gotta do is take that $40 and put gas in your truck and go to work.
I got another solution for you, and that's our swap meet. You bring some of that stuff out of your garage, and we'll help you get rid of it in our swap meet. You can make
There we go. See, Patricio, you can sell that bumper you've been hanging on.
Hey, my hand's up. I have another profound question for Tom. Are you ready for this question, Tom?
See,
Absolutely.
You talked about, you know, cars and vehicles, all makes and models, muscle cars, you name it, the street rod cars, being 30 years and older. How about like getting an award for a rusty nut, you know, for being like 30 years and older for in the business?
hey, Patricio, maybe at the swap meet you could sell that spare tire you're carrying around.
We can have a picture. We can have a picture of Gabriel there, Tom.
Maybe Gabriel ought to come out there and talk and do an interview with our DJ. He's going to be there the whole weekend. You know, our DJ works for iHeartRadio. He's full time with those folks, and we'll have him out there the whole weekend.
Is that an invitation?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right, there we go. We'll go out there. Patricio, listo?
Estoy listo.
You
All right.
call me, I'll get you in. You got my cell number. You call me.
All right.
I'll get you and your van in or whatever you want to bring in. How
Very
about
good.
that?
Hey, I like it. You know, anytime, like Gabe says, you know, anytime we can go and see some classic cars, and of course, who knows? You know, they might discover Gabe, you know, and he become famous.
Hey, before I got to get off the air here in a minute, real quick. Before I go, here's some trivia to see if Patricio listens to his own station. All right?
Got it.
Okay, so this came out on your own station, Patricio. Let's see. So there's 2 people came to the United States from Russia to get married. What did you call it?
Two people that came to the United States to get married.
From Russia?
I would call it
A Soviet Union. Oh, that was by the ride home himself. Thank you, Bubba. Hey, Tom, thanks for tuning into the show. You guys got to take it from here. Thanks everyone for listening. Talk to you next week.
Gabriel, we appreciate your wisdom, man. God bless you. Hey, we're going to continue with the show. The Rusty Nut Show, of course, heard every Tuesday at 10:30. The mission of the show is, of course, to educate our listeners about how to take care of our second biggest investment, cars that are 12 years or older, and not only take care of your second biggest investment, usually your automobile, but also how not to ruin it yourself first, because there's a lot of us, Tom, that will go and try to fix something, and we think we can fix it, and we end up messing it up. And so I don't know if you've ever done that, but me, I got two left hands.
Oh, I've worked on a lot of cars. I've been working on cars for over 50 years. So building cars, restoring cars, and painting cars, and I've done it all for a long, long time. I've got 4 projects going right now. Really?
Well, 4 of them, huh?
Four
What are 4 vehicles? What are you working on?
4 vehicles. I've got a 28 sedan that I'm making for my son and do a street rod. I've got a 32 Roadster that I'm making a high boy out of. I got a 57 Chevy that I'm putting all new front suspension and all disc brakes on, and I'll rewire the whole car. And then I've got a redo of my regular ride. My regular ride is a 32 Ford Roadster with a 47 flathead motor in it. I drive it all over the country.
Oh my gosh, you're speaking like, I love hearing what you're talking about, but I don't understand any of that stuff. And I'm glad we have Tom Wilkerson. He is with the National Street Rod Association. He is the special events director. We have a great show that we mentioned starting on Friday, August 27th, which is a Saturday, or Friday, August 27th, Saturday, August 28th, and then Sunday, August 29th. And Tom, let's talk a little bit about what time on Friday does it open up? And I know we talked about over 1,200 specialty automobiles, all 30 years and older. Maybe talk about some that have stuck out in your mind that are going to be there that have caught your eye.
We'll open those gates, going back to your question, we'll open the gates to the street rodders at 7 a.m. on Friday morning. That's when they'll be able to drive through that front gate. The spectators will be able to enter through one of the ticket booths at 8 a.m., and we'll have, you've got local car builders in the area that bring out brand new rides they've done for customers. Jamie Johnson's in your area there, and he builds fabulous cars. He's one of the top builders in the country, and he'll have specialty cars out there. Last year in 2019, I bet he had 4 cars out there that he'd finished up for customers. Very nice vehicles.
And so tell me, you talk about building, and I'm thinking, me not being very mechanically inclined, but I'm also thinking that you look at a vehicle and you see it there at a car show. What type of time do people put into these vehicles? What do you mentioned 4 projects you're doing. How much time goes into restoring a vehicle, and how much money?
Well, that's kind of like asking me how long it takes to eat a box of Post Toasties. That's not really a fair question. I think that let me put it this way. There's all kinds of people out there. There's people that can do all the work themselves, and they can put a car together from start to finish within a year. Then there's people out there that are professionals, maybe doctors and lawyers that have these cars, and they'll just pay somebody to do it. So we've got all kinds of people out there that own these vehicles, and money's an object to some, others it's not an object.
And some of these vehicles, I mean, people people may not think that vehicles are investments, but they are investments. You know what I mean? People can go and whether, like you said, start from scratch and do it yourself. And if they do it right, depending on the vehicle, they probably can get their money back and a whole lot more. There's some that may buy one and just hang on to it. And as time goes, the value of that vehicle goes up and up and up.
I've never lost any money on a vehicle, to tell you the truth. And I think if you take good care of your vehicles, and of course it helps to buy the right kind of vehicles. There are vehicles out there that you could put a lot of money into that you'll never get your money back on. I'm not going to mention any of those. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings at this point.
Right.
But I've seen some people dump a lot of money in stuff because of sentimental reasons. And I suppose that's not the way to, if you're going to try to make money, that's not the thing to do, really.
No, that it's not. And so, this weekend I was looking at the weather right now, and it's supposed to be beautiful on Friday, about 85 degrees, and then Saturday and Sunday, 88 and 89 on Saturday and Sunday. So it's the weather's gonna be beautiful for the second annual National Street Rod Association Route 66 Street Rod Nationals, and it's going to take place at the Expo New Mexico State Fair in Albuquerque Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, August 27th, August 28th, and 29th. And we're talking with Tom Wilkerson with the National Street Rod Association. There's no better way to spend with your family than going out there and checking out these vehicles, having some great food, and really it can lead to maybe a father-son, father-daughter, or daughter-wife, even if they're into vehicles, to where they spend time together, restoring or working on a car or truck.
That's true. There's a lot of fathers and sons and daughters. It's a family. We're a family company. We're family oriented. We have lots of kids games, adult games, and we have arts and crafts going on at the center out there. So we're pretty family oriented. We really want to bring the families together, and this is good quality time for families to come together.
Well, I love it. And in addition to, and you touched a little bit, there's also going to be entertainment, right, on the days that the car show is happening.
Well, we have our DJ out there that plays and takes requests, and he'll do interviews, and he takes stuff all weekend long. But in the evening from 7 to 10 on Saturday night, I've got a band coming out there. It's like a 5 or 6 piece band, and they'll be out there playing. So you want to be out there for that. Last in 2019, I brought a big band down from Pueblo. They come down and played 3 sessions down there, 2 nights and 1 afternoon. I tried to get them to come back as well, but that's quite a haul for that many people and stuff. But we did a good job, and this group I've got coming in Saturday night will do a good job. They'll play well. And matter of fact, they played in 2019, and everybody liked them and wanted them back. So I'm bringing them back.
Very good. And tell us, and we're Tom Wilkerson, National Street Rod Association Special Events Director. Tell us, Tom, a little bit about the association and how it came to be, maybe where you guys started off. And you mentioned a huge show that you guys just finished up. Talk a little bit about that.
We started in 1970. We were originally started in California, and our owners bought the company and moved it to Memphis, Tennessee, in the middle of the country, so they could provide shows throughout the whole country. And we do 11 shows across the country as it stands right now. And the one we just finished up 10 days ago was in Louisville. That's our Street Rod Nationals. We had 26 cars under 9,000 this year. And we have 1 million square feet of exhibitor space there. Virtually anybody and everybody that makes something for a car, whether it be a street rod or a Camaro or a pickup or an S10, any of that stuff, C10s, all those people that are there selling parts. We have a huge swap meet there. We have a street Conda there, which is a road course. It's just amazing. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of people that walk through those gates for 4 days back there. So if you've never been to the Street Rod Nationals, you probably ought to add that to your bucket list. You may never miss another one, really.
And I always think about this, Tom. I always think about, people with we can look at an old car, say a Camaro, 68 Camaro muscle car, and we can look at it and think it's nothing. And it may be all wrecked up and dented up and things like this, but you take an individual that has that talent. It reminds me kind of like here in New Mexico in July, we have Spanish Market where people do some incredible artwork with wood and things like this. And I'm thinking if it was me, I'd insure my hands. I wish I had the talent to insure the hands because they can look at something, they can look at a piece of wood and create a beautiful retablo. People can look at a vehicle that's all rusted out, and to them it's worth nothing, but people can go and they see something that we can't see.
Well, you there's all kinds of talent out there. The guys that are doing these cars, there's guys out there that can see that kind of talent, and they just have an instinct for putting stuff back together. And quite frankly, if you don't try something, most of the stuff that I learned to do, I learned from taking stuff apart, and hopefully when I put it back together, there's no leftover pieces. Really, that's the key right there.
Right.
Really. But I've done it for a long time. I even painted cars for General Motors out in California for a while, to tell you the truth. So I've got a little touch of everything, from mechanical to painting, and you just got to try stuff. People ask me all the time, say, "Well, how do you know how to do this?" I go, "Well, I try it. I just try it, and if it works, fine. If it doesn't work, I try it again and again and again till I get it to where I want it. It's that simple."
So our co-host Gabriel from the Auto Angel has over 30 years, and that's why we call him the main rusty nut. Are you saying you can fall into that same category and be fall into the rusty nut category as well? You have over 30 years experience in the automotive industry?
Yeah, I got over 50 years in the business.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
You're the grandpa rusty nut.
I was painting cars for General Motors back in the 60s.
Oh my gosh.
I'm giving away my age here, you know what I mean? Really.
So I always ask Gabriel too if he likes the newer ones with all the computer stuff. And then of course there's the older ones, which I tend to like, because even I think I can tell what a spark plug is and maybe change a spark plug. But what cars do you prefer? How do you like the newer ones, or you like the older ones?
Well, I like them both, but for different reasons. I'd rather go down the highway in my 32 Ford with that 47 motor in it. Now, my Lincoln, on the other hand, I can change tires and put gas and oil in that thing. That's about all I can do, and turn the radio up and down on it, And of course, I turned that into a street rod when I bought it. I decided that I wanted every option that Ford had on that thing. I bought the big wheels. I got the THX sound system. I got it all.
Very good.
I like them both.
Yeah, well, we're with Tom Wilkerson, National Street Rod Association Special Events Director. It's the second annual National Street Rod Association Route 66 Street Rod Nationals event, taking place at the Expo New Mexico State Fair Park in Albuquerque, Friday, August 27th, August 28th, and August 29th. And Tom, is there anything else that we have not mentioned, or is there anything that you want to talk about before we jump off?
Well, I just think this will be the largest outdoor show that you folks have in the New Mexico area. And I'd sure like to see people come out and look at these fine cars and visit with the owners of these cars. And every one of these guys has got an ego as big as mine, and they all want to talk about their cars and what it took to put it together. And they want to share their experiences in the industry. So come out, and we've got exhibitors inside. We've got arts and crafts. We've got a swap meet. We've got games. We've got entertainment. We just got a lot of beautiful cars out there to come and see, really.
And let me ask you, Tom, as far as exhibitors and things like this, are you guys still taking exhibitors, or is that kind of closed? How does that work?
We'll take exhibitors, either arts and craft exhibitors or auto and swap meet. Swap meet, they'll run all the whole time. You can enter the swap meet with stuff anytime out there, but the exhibitors, they'll cut them off on Thursday at 5:00 at night, both the arts and crafts and them, just because we shut the buildings down and turn the air conditioning on. So we don't want to open it back up, so.
Very good. And would they contact you, or how would they go about it?
If they go online to our website, which is NSRA-USA.com, they'd be able to download a form. They'd go to the event, Route 66 Street Rod Nationals, and they could enter, they could find and download and get phone numbers of who's running the women's world. They could find out that's Eddie Ramirez, and then we have Jim Glover that's running our swap meet out there. And of course, they could call me and get a phone number if they like too. I'd be glad to give you my phone number if you want it.
Very, very good too. And they can call us here at the radio station. We can give them your phone number as well.
Absolutely.
And again, it's happening Friday, August 27th, 28th, and 29th. And one more time, I just want to make sure. I love what you said, Tom, about it being a family affair, family event happening. A great way to spend time with the family. If you're people that are infatuated with cars, or they just love cars, or they're bored out of their mind and they want to see a great show, this is the place to be.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a family fun affair, really. My family grew up in this business, all my kids. So I speak from experience.
Very good. And of course, we're on social media. You've been listening to the Rusty Nut Show right here on 99.9 FM, M810. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, live on 99.9 FM, AM 810. We want to thank Advanced Auto Parts, great sponsor of this great show, the Rusty Nut Show, a special edition of the Rusty Nut Show. We're honored to have Tom Wilkerson with the National Street Rod Association. He is the special events director, and it's all happening August 27th, August 28th, and August 29th at the Expo New Mexico State Fair in Albuquerque. It's the National Street Rod Association event taking place. Tom, we appreciate it very much. You have yourself a great day.
Well, I want to thank the Rusty Nut Show for having me on, and I want to give a second to our veterans out there. God bless our veterans.
Amen. God bless them, and God bless America, and we appreciate all our veterans. I don't know if you're a veteran, Tom, but
I'm a veteran. Absolutely. Yep.
Well, we appreciate it. We live in a great country because of you and your family. So thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you on the fairgrounds down there.
See you on the fairgrounds is right. Bubba, we appreciate everything you've done, man. Our producer keeping us informed. It sends, you see the words going across the screen and everything else. This show is powered by Whistleberries. We forgot to say Whistleberries, a.k.a. beans or frijoles. Okay, God bless you guys. Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to the studios of 99.9 FM and M810.